Hi, today I'm doing my July book haul and I'm very happy because today was my last day of school, so I'm pleased. As you can tell, summer is here, I don't have to worry about school, and Wimbledon's on and Andy Murray's playing, so I'm keeping an eye on that, but it's stressing me out at the moment, so I've stopped watching it. So yeah, I'm going to film and then I'm going to read later. And I just finished reading Heroes of Olympus, Blood of Olympus, and it was a tough morning because that series is so good and it's over and I'm sad. But let's move on. I'm digressing, like majorly digressing. So today I'm doing a July book haul because I bought quite a lot of books and it's July, so I thought I would show them to you. And also a lot of these books are ones I had to buy for school, but don't worry, they're not boring textbooks. They're actually, quite a few of them were on my like normal reading list for me anyway, and I was like, yes, can I have an excuse to buy them and read them and enjoy them and talk about them. Yeah, and so there's about six I have to read for school as part of my coursework next year, and then there are just two that I've bought because books are cool. You heard it here first. Yeah, so the first book that I have to read for school, this one, it's compulsory that I do my coursework on this book, and then I have to pick another book that I compare it to in a comparative essay, and I get to pick like from 5 others, I think. Yeah, so this one is Disgrace by J.M. Coetzee, I think, that I have to read, and I'm very excited because it's one of my mum's favourite books, I think, and my dad also has read it and enjoyed it, and it sounds really good. I'll just read you the blurb. It says, after years of teaching romantic poetry at the Technical University of Cape Town, David Lurie, middle-aged and twice divorced, has an impulsive affair with a student. The affair sours. He's denounced and summoned for a committee of inquiry. Willing to admit his guilt but refusing to yield to pressure to repent publicly, he resigns and retreats to his daughter Lucy's isolated small holding. For a time, his daughter's influence and the natural rhythms of the farm promise to harmonise his discordant life. But the balance of power in the country is shifting. He and Lucy become victims of a savage and disturbing attack which brings into relief all the faultiness in their relationship. Wow. That sounds really good. I'm very excited. And also I don't know why this is really tiny. It's like the size of my head. And like compared to like a normal book, it's quite small. But this will be useful though because I'm going on holiday soon, so I can just put this in my bag, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. Next book on my school reading list that I have to read, and then I select which one I want to do for my coursework, is Ruby Fruit Jungle by Rita Mae Brown. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is about because it's one of those books that does not have a blurb. It just has like comments, which is, I find that really annoying. I'm just like, I don't care what other people think. What is this book about? But I think it says it's the first milestone novel in the extraordinary career of one of this country's most distinctive writers. Body and Moving, the ultimate word-of-mouth bestseller. What does that even mean? Ruby Fruit Jungle is about growing up a lesbian in America and living happily ever after. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. That's actually really cool because it's, you probably heard, but same-sex marriage was legalized in America, so that's pretty cool that that happened, and I'm feeling like some LGBTQ reads, and this fits into that, so that's cool, and I'm excited to read that. And yeah. This book I got for school was The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, which is actually already on my own reading list because I really wanted to read it, and it's basically about a woman's descent into madness at the kind of same time that Sylvia Plath was suffering a lot with mental illness, and I'm really interested to read this. I love reading about mental illness. I've had friends and family who've gone through it, and I've had kind of brushes with it as well myself, and I just think it's a really important topic that people need to know about, and I might do a more in-depth video on that topic in the future because it's something that does mean a lot to me and something that I'd really like to see talked more about just in general, not just in in combination with books, but just in general in society. I think we need to talk more about mental illness, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this and sharing my thoughts on it with whoever cares. The next book on my school reading list is The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks, and I'm so excited for this. I will read you the blurb. 2 years after I killed Blythe, I murdered my young brother Paul, for quite different reasons than I disposed of Blythe. And then a year after, I did what my young cousin Esmeralda more or less on a whim. That's my score to date. 3. I haven't killed anybody for years, and I don't intend to ever again. It's just a stage I was going through. I mean, with a blurb like that, how can you not want to read it? It's basically, I think he's 16 when he kills 3 of his family members, as we've just discovered, and it's from his point of view, and basically it sounds really, really good, and I think it's a thriller, and I love, I haven't read it yet, but I love the film of, we need to talk about Kevin, so I'm really looking forward to reading this because I think it will follow maybe similar themes, and I just love a little bit of kind of murder and mystery and kind of psychological writing. I find that really gripping and really interesting. The next book on my reading list is A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce, which I'm apprehensive for because I've heard, obviously James Joyce is very famous. He wrote Ulysses, not originally Ulysses, that's like it's a Greek myth, but like, I mean, he wrote a book which is very huge and very famous entitled Ulysses, based on the Greek myth of Ulysses, unsurprisingly. Oh wait, no, Ulysses is the Roman name, isn't it? So the Greek one is Odysseus, right? I'm getting confused. See, this is where Percy Jackson comes in useful, because now I can distinguish between the Greek and the Roman. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to reading this because obviously he's an acclaimed writer, and you know, so probably some good qualities about the book. But I've also heard it's not maybe not dense, but you know, quite maybe hard to connect to and relate to. But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm gonna try and go into it with an open mind, because I always find that I can easily be surprised with books, because I had to read, I think, Enduring Love I had to read Enduring Love for my A-level this year, and I was kind of meh about it, but then I read it and it was amazing. So good. You should read that if you haven't. It's really good. And the last book that I got for school was The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, and this is another thing that literally just has comments on the back, but one of the comments on the front says, "So charged with pain and wonder that the novel becomes poetry." Wow, I love poetry. I'm so excited. I love books that just kind of, where like the language is so kind of beautiful that you can just like melt into it, if that makes sense. Like it literally just flows across the page. And this is also the winner of the 1993 Nobel Prize for Literature, so this sounds really amazing. Really excited to get to this actually, because that sounds so intriguing. Wow. Yeah, that's cool. And the last, oh wait, no, I have another book that I need to read for school, but it's not here. I think it's in my school bag, which is in the other room. I'm not going to get it, but it's The Bloody Chamber by Angela Carter, and I've already started reading bits of it, and that's very good. So yeah, you should read that as well. It's cool. And the last 2 books in this haul that are not school related, that I just got for fun, there's my window and someone just looked at me when I was like, I got Attachments by Rainbow Rowell, which I'm excited to read because I've read Fangirl and Eleanor Park and I love both of them, and I think that Rainbow Rowell is a really good writer, and this sounds really cute. It's about 2 women, Beth and Jennifer, who work at a newspaper office, and they exchange emails just about general things like life and stuff, but they don't know that someone called Lincoln, who just works in the IT department, can read all of their messages, and he gradually falls in love with one of them, and it's basically about how that unfolds, and it sounds really interesting, and yeah, I'm really excited to read this. And the next book I did not buy for myself. It was a present given to me by my friend Lucy, because it was my birthday in October. It's now July, so a bit overdue, but we were just out shopping and she was like, "Oh, I never got you anything for your birthday, I'll buy you a book that I love and I've just read." And that was The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, I think. And I've seen a lot about this on BookTube, so I was like, yes, buy it for me, great. Because it sounds amazing, and she just read it and loved it as well, so I'm excited to read this. It says, I'm sure a lot of people know what it's about anyway, but even if Blue hadn't been told her true love would die if she kissed him, she would stay away from boys, especially the ones from the local private school known as the Raven Boys. They only mean trouble. But this is the year that everything will change for Blue. That's such a nice name. This is the year that she will be drawn into the strange and sinister world of the Raven Boys, and the year Blue will discover that magic does exist. This is the year she will fall in love. Ah, cool. Magic and love. Yes. Excitement. I'm so excited. And now that school's finished, I actually have time to read all these books, which is so exciting because, well, I do, even if I don't have time to read, I make time to read, but still. I actually have time. I don't have to be feeling guilty about reading because I have other stuff to do, because I actually have other stuff to do. Woo! That never happens to me. So yeah. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this haul. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you like them, or what books you're currently reading. I just talk to me about books. I like books. And I don't bite. Well, I don't, but we're on the internet anyway. I couldn't hurt you if I wanted to, but I don't want to. This is going in a really weird direction. Literally, this is what happens. I try an outro and I just... You should... yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna end it now because